Hi everyone, we're now on to week 7 and I hope that you've been able to stay focused on your publishing goals and you've been scheduling time to work on your draft and the weekly activities. Remember, the activities are designed to lead you through the draft writing process and to increase your understanding of the journal expectations. The activities and your draft writing really do go hand in hand, and I hope you're finding time for both. You might find that you'll need to come back to some of the activities once you have a more complete draft, but I still encourage you to work through the activities each week. Sometimes this might be just to understand the point of the activity in terms of how it can help you improve your draft and your writing, and you can then leave a note for yourself in your draft and come back to that activity when you're ready. As I keep saying, I know there's a lot to do, but please trust the process and do your best to complete the weekly tasks so you can get the most from the module. So far, you've been working on crafting a strong argument, selecting the best journal, making claims for significance, and drafting the literature review. This week, the activities take you through a systematic examination of your results and discussion sections. So this means examining the strength of the evidence you currently have in your draft and examining the structure and the flow of these sections. The aim of this systematic analysis is to set you up ready for next week when you'll be revising and improving these sections based on the analysis that you're going to do this week. The results and discussion really are at the heart of your study. They're the sections that your introduction, lit review and methods have been heading towards, and they're the sections the reader is really interested in. So, of course, they need to be well written and present the research findings in a clear way. And they also need to provide an explicit interpretation of what the findings mean. These sections also need to plant those seeds that will lead the reader towards the implications of your research. A key point to remember about this week's activities is focus on analysing the evidence you already have before worrying about whether you need more or not. This is because it might be you don't actually need more evidence, but rather the evidence you already have, it might just need to be presented, organised or interpreted in a better way. If you haven't written the results and discussion sections yet, my advice is allocate time early this week to write a very rough draft of what you think the findings will be based on the data collection and analysis that you're doing. You only need a first draft, so don't get too worried if you're still in the collection or analysis phase. Just do your best to write a rough draft based on what you're expecting to find so that you can still work through the systematic analysis this week and leave some notes to make any necessary updates later. Your aim this week is determine whether what you have in the results and discussion sections is sufficient and also if it's relevant and strong enough to support your argument and your claims for significance. So you can see how the weekly topics and activities connect and build on each other. Make sure as well that you check some articles already published in your journal that you're planning to submit to. Have a look how they present these sections. Do they have separate results and discussion sections? Are they presented together? Remember as well, check in with your peer feedback group. Let them know your writing plans for this week. You can use the week 7 suggestions in the textbook and the planning calendar in the workbook to help with your scheduling. Just 2 last points to consider this week. If you're still seeking and giving feedback on your lit reviews from last week, that's okay. There's no new peer feedback activities for the next few weeks. Also, try to take a few minutes to reflect on the writing goals you've achieved in week 6. We're not doing any official reflection tasks now, but it's still useful to think about what you did well and what you can perhaps improve on in terms of scheduling your writing time. Draft writing is the key to getting your article written, so keep applying those effective writing habits and keep going back and completing activities where you need to. Enjoy your week, and I'll see you online.